this is League B, Group B, with Curaçao facing Grenada for the second time in the last 4 days at this very stadium, the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground in St. Lucia. Hi, everyone. I'm Steve Schlanger. The wind is also blowing here today as it is 80 degrees, and it should provide a very interesting dynamic to this game. You have the wind, the warm temperatures, so fatigue and the humidity also coming into play, and the weather will definitely have an impact on this game over the course of 90 minutes. Here are the standings in Group B. Curaçao and Grenada, after playing to a 0-0 draw on Friday here, remain in second and third place, just on goal difference in the group, as Curaçao has scored 2 more than Grenada. St. Lucia, which is hosting the games in this group during this October window, they are leading the group with a perfect record of 3 wins and no losses so far. In that game on Friday, Grenada outshot Curaçao 12-6. But it's interesting, they themselves were outshot in terms of shots on target 4-3. It was a very interesting game, and there were only a handful of really quality chances for each team. You get the idea that neither team was going to score just based on the lack of genuine opportunities. And it wasn't a case where things got better throughout the game, and it was largely played in the middle of the pitch. So a 0-0 draw was very much a fair result. We'll see how things change here 4 days later. It's always interesting when you face the same team in such a short span of time. What do you learn from that first game, and how can you turn things around and apply them to the next game? So we'll see if it's a different game here today as these teams battle for second place in the group going into the final 2 matches of the group phase coming up next month in November. Curaçao in the blue, La Familia Azul against Grenada in the green, the Spice Boys here in the first of two matches that will be played this afternoon at this venue, the Darren Sammy Cricket Stadium in St. Lucia. Coming up next, the other two teams from this group, the host squad St. Lucia taking on St. Martin, also for the second time in the last 4 days. This venue seats 13,000, won't have close to that here today. Built back in 2002. And now the starting lineup for Curaçao, led by their captain and keeper, Eloy Rome, had a very good game on Friday. And Dick Advocaat is the manager, the 77-year-old from the Netherlands, who has largely managed national teams over the years, and now his first year in charge here at Curaçao. The captain's coming to midfield for the coin toss and the meeting with the officials. And at the front of that group, Christopher Mason, the head referee from Jamaica. And for Grenada, it is Aaron Pierre, the captain, who plays at Wimbledon with his club football. There are a few players for Grenada playing in Europe, largely in England. There is a couple in the United States Soccer League. And for Curaçao, also a handful in Europe, in the Netherlands and in Italy, and a few in the USL as well in the United States. Charlie Joseph is the manager for Grenada. And for this team, that is trying to move up into second place in this group. They've scored 3 goals and conceded 2 to this point in the competition. Both of these sides with identical records, but Grenada 2 goals behind Curaçao on goal difference at this point as we move into match day 4 here today.
The head coach is Charlie Joseph. Your referee for today's match is Christopher Mason from Jamaica.
Clear blue skies, hot, sunny, and windy conditions on the island for the first of 2 games at the Darren Sammy Cricket Stadium.
And the fourth official, Odette Hamilton of Jamaica.
The first 2 match days for this Group B were played in Grenada. And these next 2 here in St. Lucia. Halfway through the group stage in Group B of League B in the Concacaf Nations League. 3 matches down, 3 to go, beginning with this contest here today. Curaçao and Grenada with identical records so far. Both sides with 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 draw. Curaçao, though, just ahead of Grenada in the standings on goal difference. They've scored 2 more goals to this point. So Curaçao comes in second place, Grenada in third. St. Lucia leading the group with a perfect record of 3 wins and no losses. St. Martin at the bottom of the table, no wins and 3 defeats. It will be St. Lucia and St. Martin meeting later on this evening here on this pitch in St. Lucia. An interesting dynamic for these 2 teams here, as this is their second meeting over the last 4 days at this venue. They drew 0-0 here on Friday, and Grenada outshot Curaçao overall 12-6, but were outshot in terms of shots on target 4-3. Curaçao did have more possession in that match, but it was a lack of quality chances for either side that largely contributed to it finishing in a goalless draw. Because of the structure of how the games are being played here in League B for the Concacaf Nations League this year, in each FIFA international window in September, here in October, and next month in November, all of the Group A games are being played at one location, so you don't have the typical home and away contests for each team, as this one is lobbed ahead and out for a goal kick. Typically, over 6 games of a group stage, you would play each team twice from a 4-man group, but you'd play them home and away. But to save on travel costs and make it easier on logistics this year, they're playing 2 matches at a time in each window in the same location. So in this case, since over the last few days they've played here in Group B solely in St. Lucia, you have a case of each team playing another team twice. They played different teams back in September, as Grenada has the first opportunity here that is a legitimate chance on goal. The save is made by Eloy Rome, and it'll be the first corner kick of the match. So Grenada attacking quickly, and that's an aspect of their play that they demonstrated early in the match on Friday. They have pace on that left-hand side and using it right here with Aaron Pierre to try and create the game's first scoring chance. And now on the first corner, they go short. And wasting the opportunity here. And it's going to be a free kick. Boy, if you go short, you got to make sure you get an opportunity on goal, or at least to be able to cross it in. Otherwise, just play it long into the box off the corner itself, as that one is knocked away by Reese Charles Cook of Grenada. And that's going to go out for a throw-in. So to go back and finish my thought, it's very rare that you have a case in a competition like this where you have 2 teams playing each other in such a short span of time, twice over a 4-day stretch. So it's an opportunity to learn something from that first game, and then who applies what they learned better for the second game. That'll be a big factor in determining the outcome here today. A shot of Dick Advocat a moment ago, the head coach for Curaçao, the 77-year-old from the Netherlands, who actually managed his home country on 3 different occasions, has also managed the national sides of Russia, Belgium, Iraq, and then club teams like Rangers and PSV, and now in his first year as the head coach for Curaçao. Grenada had a couple of early chances, largely on the counterattack, using their speed in the opening 10 minutes in the meeting on Friday before Curaçao settled down, and they wound up with more possession for the entire game. And once they grew into the game a little more, things settled down and they were on the ball more than Grenada. Trying to expedite that process and get comfortable here on the ball earlier in today's match in the 5th minute. And Grenada, a team that typically plays better on the counter anyway, and they're going to get a free kick here. Charlie Joseph, like his counterpart, also in his first year as the manager for Grenada, taking over for Terry O'Connor, who was the manager for a year and a half. Joseph, the native of Grenada, while O'Connor was from the UK, born in Leeds. This is Benjamin Etienne. And in the end, it is a goal kick. Siobhan John Brown and Etienne, 2 of the more powerful players in this Grenada squad. They have speed, they have good technical ability as well. And Grenada, in addition to their pace, can sometimes outmuscle their opponents just using their physicality. They'll get a throw in here deep in the Curaçao end. Curaçao, on the other hand, relies more on their quality on the ball, their creativity, just their technical skill. Now some space. Ashley Charles, though, off that pass. Darius Johnson taken down. Free kick for Grenada. First one from a dangerous spot. And it looks like it's going to be Aaron Pierre set up to take it. He's also standing over it alongside Jermaine Francis. Certainly close enough to go for goal, and from this angle, that might be the best option. Now easily handled in the end by Eloy Rome. Now they try to go quickly. Now getting blue shirts forward. Kenji Gora. Antonis going 1v1, tries to cut it inside. And coming back the other way, Siobhan John Brown. Grenada trying to play out of their own end, but the pressure applied by Curaçao. But a free kick from just behind the play, and Grenada will be able to escape. Now, so far in this competition, besides the 0-0 draw between these two teams on Friday, Grenada also shut out St. Martin 2-0 in their first match of the competition. They lost to St. Lucia 2-1, while Curaçao also lost to St. Lucia by a 2-1 score, before also shutting out St. Martin, beating them 4-0. Curaçao having won 3 of their last 4, just 1 loss in the last 7. For Grenada, it has been tough over the course of the last several months, and even going back into the last couple of years. When you look at their results, playing a handful of games every year, just 1 win in the last 15, and that covers the last 2 calendar years altogether. Now Curaçao trying to create here in the final third. This one is clipped in, but headed right back out. Grenada has also been shut out in 5 of their last 9, while they've allowed at least 2 goals in 10 of their last 15. So the fact that they were able to shut out Curaçao on Friday at least is a step in the right direction. That's slotted through. Curled back out, and just eventually played out. The keeper, Reese Charles Cook, should have probably come out and taken charge. Instead, it'll be a throw-in for Curaçao here. Now Grenada pinned deep in their own end. And finally able to break out. And they could get a 2-on-1 here if they can get this organized. That's good defensive work by Aaron Pierre. But that was one of their problems on Friday. Just the inability to maintain possession in transition. When they win the ball, holding on to it, stringing together some passes in the middle of the pitch, and then trying to get forward with any kind of assertiveness while holding on to possession. That was a huge liability for them. Here's Antona. Janino Bakuna is going to throw it back towards midfield, and they will reset. Trying to go long and over the top. Flag stays down for now, and coming out to get it is Reese Charles Cook. Curaçao has never lost to Grenada. This is the third all-time meeting. Grenada having trouble working the ball out of their own end. And a player down now for Grenada. And it looks like Darren Pierre. He got tangled up with Janino Bacuna.
If they float wide, which they do it, he can come out of the pocket. Tell him come out of his back line. Just can't stay there. D, come involved, come involved. You and Kane in the same space.
Cura Carolina on the throw back to Rashawn Van Elgema. And now building down that right-hand side. Curaçao trying to attack. Several blue shirts in the box. Unable to get a shot on target. But they win the ball back right away. That's been a feature of the first quarter hour for them. Now trying to slide it across. Good idea by Kenji Gore. Just couldn't get it there. Now Antoine goes backwards with it. It'll be chipped in. They needed more depth on the cross, though. Curaçao keeps coming. Grenada just forced backwards into a low block here. Trying to defend at the top of the 18. Carolina to Antoine. Trying to split defenders, and a free kick. First set piece for the boys in blue, La Familia Azul. And they try to go quickly here. They are buzzing around the box. Another cross. Comes all the way through to Kenji Gore. Again, in a 1v1 situation where he's very dangerous. Now back to Carolina. Gore on the touch, curls the shot, and then the save made by Reese Charles Cook. Now they're holding possession and working it around the top of the box, but again, like on Friday, not orchestrating much in terms of legitimate scoring opportunities. In the end, a pretty routine save. Darren Pierre now coming back on. He was down for a short time after he got hit in the face. Curaçao ranked 88th in the world. They've been as high as number 68. For Grenada, currently sitting at 173. Their highest mark was number 88, but that was way back in 2009. It has been a long time since they have been inside the top 100. Trying to get to the end line, but Curaçao recovering defensively. Now Curaçao playing in transition really for the first time. On the break, using their speed, but that one just barely overhit. A little too much pace for Janino Bacuna to get there. Now I have that speed to threaten Grenada and that back line. So if they continue to do things like that, it's going to really provide a test. And here comes a test right in on Reese Charles Cook, who makes the stop. Just like that, they can play through the lines and use their speed to get in behind that back four. Here, not in transition, but that's a good run by Antoine, who just couldn't finish. That was maybe the best scoring opportunity either team has had so far in this match.
Up again, up again.
Siobhan John Brown. He's bumped off the ball. And the flag is up for offsides. Now, there was a lot of space in behind the back line, playing a very high line, and they really didn't need to be that aggressive. They could have held the run and still had an opportunity to get several forwards free and clear. Grenada playing long, hoping to get that second ball. And the shot from distance, and it's Rom who knocks it away. May have been going wide, but he didn't want to take a chance, so he will concede the second corner kick of this first half to Grenada. They wasted their first going short. They never did get the ball into the box. Chip tie in the air and volleyed away. And there is that speed by Curaçao. And that is a foul. It could be a yellow card. Our first of the match, I believe, should be coming here. And indeed, as Ashley Charles goes in the book, he was kind of in a desperate situation here, trying to track down the much speedier Leandro Bacuna. So he had to pull his shirt to tug him around, spin him the old 360, concede the free kick, and take one for the team as he's the first yellow issued by referee Christopher Mason. And first free kick from this position for Curaçao. Maybe a little far out to really challenge the keeper. Bacuna on the kick.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention.
Bacuna again.
Yellow card issued to player number 8, Ashley Charles of Grenada, in the 20.
Curaçao looking lively. Certainly dominating possession and creating the only really good scoring chances in this match. Only one loss in their last 7 altogether. They have never lost to Grenada. Won 3 of their last 4. Winners of the Caribbean Cup back in 2017. And a nation that really hasn't been playing international soccer for all that long, as they current construction of the national side, the way it exists today. Their first game was played back in 2011. They've appeared in the Gold Cup on 2 occasions, making it as far as the quarterfinals. That was their best result coming back in 2019. And that's also something that this Nations League event serves as a path to the Gold Cup. There is qualifying opportunities here at the Concacaf Nations League to make it into the Gold Cup for next summer. That'll be a free kick for Curaçao. It will be a busy summer in 2025. You'll have the Gold Cup, you'll have the Club World Cup. A lot going on in the United States leading up to the big event, the World Cup itself in 2026. That's played by Jurich Carolina. And now they'll reset back with the keeper, Eloy Rome. Playing it pretty easily between the lines here. Curaçao working into the final third right off the free kick. Trying to get things organized from the top of the 18. Looking for that angle, that channel. A lot of green shirts though behind the ball. Slotted through here, Makuna. And the shot just deflected wide. Looking very dangerous. And actually went right through the leg, so it's a goal kick. Neither of these teams will be able to go into first place at the end of these matches in St. Lucia. No matter what happens here today, either in this game or the next, St. Lucia will maintain first place here in Group B. This is just a match for second place. Curaçao currently in second, Grenada in third, but they have identical records. They're just separated by goal difference. But neither, with a victory, can match the point total of St. Lucia following this match day number 4. There's 2 more matches to come in the group phase. Those will both be in November. St. Lucia trying to win the group, which would mean a promotion to League A for next year. And what that means is a chance to win the whole thing. You have to be in League A to have a chance to get to the knockout rounds and move on for an opportunity to win the title here in this CONCACAF Nations League. For League B and C, it's just about promotion and relegation. That's the priority and the only opportunity that these teams have. Corner kick for Curaçao. This is going to be their first of this match. Interesting that they've dominated possession, but Grenada has had 2 corners so far, and Curaçao, this will be their first, and this is going to be a hydration break here with the temperature at 80 degrees, sunny, windy, and hot, so they're going to get an opportunity to have this cooling break here that'll just be about a minute or so before we get back to this first half action.
Currently on a hydration break.
So ready to resume. This is actually going to be a throw-in for Curaçao here, and it will be Jeremy Antunes. Free kick for Grenada. Well, while these teams have only met a few times, they do have some significant history in the fact that for Grenada, their largest ever loss as a nation was to Curaçao. And for Curaçao, that was also their biggest win against any country. It came back in 2018 in this Nations League event when Curaçao beat Grenada 10-0. Quite a long way from their 0-0 draw this past Friday. For Grenada, their first major international competition was the Gold Cup in 2009, one of 3 Gold Cups they've been a part of, with the most recent being in 2021. They've never made it past the group stage. And now Curaçao opening the scoring here with Janino Bacuna. Finally breaking through here. Bacuna, one of their top scorers. This is his 2nd goal of the tournament. And Janino Bacuna finally breaks the deadlock that had been engulfing these two teams going back to their scoreless draw. And it's just deflected in past the keeper, Reece Charles Cook. And deflected off the defender, then Cook. Probably a save he should have made, but they finally break through. Janino Bacuna, 2nd goal of the event. And now 1-0 in favor of Curaçao. A well-deserved lead here in this first half. They've been dominating possession. They've had more shots on goal. And now they have the lead here in this first half. That'll be a free kick for Grenada. Curaçao now matching St. Lucia for the most goals in the group. Each have scored 6. Curaçao has conceded 2, St. Lucia 3 so far. This will be played in, and Rome goes up to grab it. And he is down here. A couple of players, and actually for Grenada, that is Caden Harek, who is now back on his feet, but Rome had to climb up through a group of bodies there. It was very congested in that area. Curaçao has been very aggressive here. That's resulted in several whistles and free kicks for Grenada. Etienne on the turn, looking for space. Played it behind his man, though. Now, the big trouble for Grenada going back over the last couple of years is their lack of scoring ability. And now a player down for Curaçao. This could be Bacuna, well behind the play. Well, this is interesting. It's something we didn't even see. But the trainer's quickly on. Yeah, that is the goal scorer, Janino Bacuna. be a throw in here for Jura Carolina. Cook playing it long. And now another chance for Curaçao, this time attacking from down the right-hand side. That's blocked and batted away. Grenada not providing much resistance to Curaçao here. They're having their way and playing any way they want, on the ground, through the middle, over the top, from the sides. And Grenada just doing a lot of chasing. Curaçao looking much more comfortable on the ball throughout this game and just controlling the tempo, the rhythm, and playing their style, as opposed to when it was a little more balanced in Friday's meeting. Antona here. Played along to Gore. Tries to use his pace to get to the end line. That'll go out for a corner kick. It's good defending by Benjamin Etienne. He's been up and down the pitch, making overlapping runs offensively, along with maintaining his defensive responsibilities. Now Bacuna, back to Gore. Janina Bacuna against two defenders. He'll try the other side of the pitch. Looking for a lane, for a shot. Never get one away. A game thoroughly owned by Curaçao at the moment. Jeremy Antona is here. A change of fields once again. Now on the turn, Bacuna. Played towards the back post, but volleyed out by Grenada. But they just don't have any options once they do clear their area. It's Curaçao just getting the ball right back and driving right back into the final third. Leandro Bacuna. Now for Carolina. Leandro Bacuna goes over the top for Janino Bacuna. Trying to hold it up. Waits for support. And we're looking for a handball, but it'll be a throw-in instead. Now the arms were down at the side, so no handball. Corner kick. And is blasted over the top. And a free shot from the top of the 6-yard box is blocked. Another opportunity that's deflected just wide. Couple of really good chances for Curaçao to go up 2-0. One totally wide open at the back there. Nobody picking up Rashawn Von Elgma. Some very lazy defending by Grenada. And you get the sense that if Curaçao can get one more here before halftime, I mean, that might be enough. Because Grenada has not looked very dangerous whatsoever offensively. Cura on the quick throw. Now Bacuna. Diagonal ball all the way across. Trying to once again play long for Bacuna. On top of the box. One touch, and that'll be a free kick. Bacuna taken down. And this is a very tempting spot. The goal scorer might have a chance for a second here. I mean, this is about as good as it gets in terms of placing a free kick just outside the box when you're trying to go for goal. Foul committed by Kane Vincent. So you've got the two Bacunas, Leandro and Janino, both standing over it. It's Leandro Bacuna blasting it right into the wall. On the quick throw, Antonis here. Now played towards that back post, headed down, and punched away. Now with all the chances they have gotten and all of the possession they have maintained, Curaçao might be somewhat frustrated to only be up 1-0 at this point. A few minutes left to go, plus stoppage time at the end of this first half. Leandro Bacuna. Now for Gore, running at his man for Janino Bacuna, and he's offsides. It's 4 offsides now in the first half on Curaçao. Rare opportunity for Grenada here. And they don't turn it into much. It winds up as a goal kick. The opportunities appear few and far between, and then they disappear almost as quickly for the team in green, the Spice Boys. And they've been shut out in over half of their last 9 matches. Celebrating some history, though. Just yesterday, it was the 90th anniversary of their first ever international match. 1-2 combination play.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ball official on the sideline has indicated that there will be a minimum of 3 minutes of added.
So, as we get into the 45th minute, we will have 3 extra minutes beyond that of stoppage time coming up. Now breaking free through the middle. Now Charles making a Rome dive for it. Now Francis on the spin, waiting for support here. Oh, that's a nice cutback by Etienne from the top of the box. Ooh. That was the best opportunity Grenada has had so far. Probably should have done better there. Darius Johnson on the shot. And a chance to level here near the end of the first half. Good strong play by Etienne. And should have gotten a better shot than that. I mean, a tremendous opportunity as we go into stoppage time here to level this match. And that could have been a momentum swinger in terms of the way this game is unfolding here. You get that goal against the run of play near the end of the first half, all of a sudden you take that confidence into the locker room, and it could have been a drastically different story. Instead, it stays 1-0. Again, Charles. And a corner kick. Now they're going to say it went out along the sideline there, so a throw coming up instead. Jermaine Francis. Oh, no, it is a corner kick. Right the first time. All right. Thought it definitely went over that end line. So now here is Francis on the corner kick for Grenada. About halfway through the 3 minutes of stoppage time. That's a pretty good delivery. It does end up sailing over the top of everybody, though, and now Curaçao on the break. Oh, Janino Bacuna, terrific header. Ahead to Gore. And the whistle blows here. Foul called, I believe, back at midfield. Now maybe that was a handball on Gore as he tried to bring it down. And that's where they've spotted the ball in that very same area with about half a minute of stoppage time remaining. Chance for Grenada here. But just a heavy touch, though. That's a mistake you can't make. Trying to create an opportunity in the final seconds of the half there. You haven't had many chances to begin with. Got to do better. And now the final few seconds here of this first half. And that is it. So finally, after a game and a half between these two teams over the last 4 days, we finally have our first goal. Janino Bacuna with the first half tally for Curaçao, dominating in just about every meaningful statistical category: shots, possession, and really a well-played first half. And after 45 minutes, it is Curaçao 1 and Grenada 0.
Our official YouTube channel at Concacaf.
Getting set now for the second half here in St. Lucia in Group B and League B in the Concacaf Nations League. Curaçao leading Grenada 1-0 after 45 minutes. Janino Bacuna, the only goal to this point. If it stays this way, Curaçao will remain in second place in Group B and go to 2-1-1. While Grenada will stay in third place and drop to 1-1-2 with 2 matches left to go in the group phase. And a substitution as the second half commences here. It'll be Reagan Charles Cook who will come on, the brother of the starting goalkeeper Reese Charles Cook. So a substitute to start the second for Grenada, down 1-0. Curaçao trying to maintain their perfect record against Grenada. 2 wins and 1 draw so far in their brief history competing against one another. Coming off the 0-0 draw on Friday and now leading 1-0 into the second half here today. Grenada had trouble generating offense and also had difficulty just maintaining possession in that first half. Spent a lot of time defending in a low block, a lot of players around the top of their box, and had their hands full with this Curaçao team that was very industrious in trying to create opportunities playing between the lines and through the channels. Here comes Curaçao again. First chance of this second half. So quick on the counter. Played across here, and that's headed just wide. First good opportunity of the second half comes with just 1 minute gone by. Gerald Margarita, number 11 in blue that time. Just glancing it wide. Now long range shot. And 2 quick ones. Just missing the frame from Curaçao. La Familia Azul trying to win for the 4th time in their last 5 matches. Have only 1 loss in their last 7. In fact, their loss to St. Lucia back on match day 1 of the group phase here in September. That was their only loss in the last calendar year. Their previous loss before that was a year ago yesterday. So it has been a while since this team has lost back-to-back games. Also, with a perfect record so far in World Cup qualifying, they're in the second round, and through 2 matches, they've won both, with victories over Barbados and Aruba. They lead their group on goal difference. While for Grenada, they're also 2 matches in to World Cup qualifying in the second round. They have lost 1 and tied 1. They lost to Costa Rica and drew with Trinidad and Tobago. Neither team has ever qualified for the World Cup. Here's Janino Bacuna, who had that first half goal, curls it around, and Cook knocks it down and gathers it up. Could have probably hung on to it and made a play before crossing that the way he did, maybe a little too soon. Could have held on to it, remained patient, and maybe a better opportunity would have presented itself.
Make him play Quasi, make them play Quasi.
Grenada only 1 win in their last 15 games. That stretches over 2 calendar years. And that victory was the win over St. Martin back on match day 1 of the group phase here of this CONCACAF Nations League when they beat them 2-0. Janino Bakuna shaken up here. This is the second time he's been rattled in this game.
Leave that. Let's get it. Jermaine, not too much.
And he's going to need some medical attention. Let's see what happened again. Maybe just took a shot to the face with an elbow. Curaçao yet to bring on a sub. That's several players getting loose. They'll have the throw in here. Long throw into the box, headed away. Now Grenada trying to create space. Pierre down that right-hand side, cuts it back, waits for support. Now from the top of the box, here's a genuine chance, but wasted as it's blasted over the top. But offsides anyway. Wouldn't have counted. The flag was up. First offsides of the game on Grenada.
Let him play. Quasib. Quasib. Get on the referee to let him play. Look what's happening. Let him play.
You see Curaçao stepping up, playing two men offsides.
Wasting time now. Go ahead, Regan.
And now here's Cook coming out to grab it at the top of the box. Now Margarita thought he might have an opportunity and almost did before Cook ventured well out of his goal.
Go on, Boo. Go on, Boo. Go on, Boo. Push it, push it. Push it, Boo. Up front. Other side. Okay, crash. Let's get it now. Let's get it. You got him on. Up, get it!
Now Grenada showing a little more energy and interest in trying to keep possession here and get forward. Taking the game more to Curaçao and orchestrating a way to try and find some shots on goal. And the first meeting of this window between these two teams that was just 3 days ago. Here on this very same pitch, it ended in a scoreless draw. Curaçao outshot Grenada 12-6 overall, but Grenada actually had more shots on target than Curaçao. Curaçao wound up with more possession for the game, and we're following a similar pattern in all those statistics here today as well. The only difference is we finally have one team on the scoreboard, with Curaçao finally getting a goal through Janino Bacuna back in the first half. Only one goal through 3 halves of play between these two teams over the last 4 days. That's flicked on, but 3 blue shirts back for it. That's good work by Charles. Now for Johnson. Try to slide it through the channel, and Eloy Rome dives on it. Here's Darius Johnson at midfield. And he wins the free kick. And now down. A player from Curaçao here on the pitch. Well, Leandro Bacuna up and hobbling, trying to shake it off. Charlie Joseph trying to find a way to get his team back even in this match.
Check both sides too. Jermaine, see if you have isolation here too, right? Just see. Hey, Ashley!
Blasted in, a line drive, needed more height on it, and easily defended by Curaçao as they clear. Cook well out of his goal here. It's kind of an awkward play for him. Might see some Curaçao subs before too long, getting towards that hour mark where typically we see a lot of substitutions take place, or at least the first ones of the match. A corner kick, and the first of this second half coming up. Grenada with Jermaine Francis over for the outswinger. Headed straight up into the air. Now a chance for Curaçao here. Grenada trying to recover. That's a good slide tackle. And is well defended by Grenada. Caden Herrick back for it. That was a play that he had to make too. Coming up after this match, it is St. Lucia and St. Martin, also meeting for the second time in the last 4 days here in St. Lucia. It was an easy win for St. Lucia in that meeting just a few days ago. And so like these two teams, Curaçao and Grenada, also playing each other in back-to-back matches here in Group B. That'll be an hour after the finish of this game. And that will complete the 4 games here in St. Lucia during this October stretch of the group phase here in this Concacaf Nations League. 2 more matches for each team. That'll be held in November. That's Janina Bacuna playing it out for a throw-in that belongs to Grenada. And now a substitution, the first of the match for Curaçao, as it will be Joshua Zimmerman coming on. And he will replace Jirel Margarita. So this will mean each team has used 1 sub so far. Six matches altogether here in Group B and in League B for the Concacaf Nations League this year. We have 4 teams in each group, 16 teams altogether, each playing each other twice over the course of a 3-month stretch. And then here in League B, the group winners are promoted to League A, while the 4th place finishers are relegated to League C for the next edition. And now here's a chance for Curaçao, and knocked away as they played in transition, trying to come down that left-hand side. And now it gives Grenada a chance and some space in the middle to counter on their own. A lot of open daylight here. Now the sub, Reagan Charles Cook, who came on at the beginning of the second half, played that one errantly. But Janina Bacuna can't hang on to it. Throw in at midfield for Grenada. Darius Johnson here in a 1v1 tangle. And the player from Grenada is going to win the call. It's Margarita, who had just come out for Curaçao, getting that ankle wrapped. So a free kick for Johnson here. almost from a corner kick position, as Grenada looks to level. Line drive that makes it in before it's volleyed out. And a long shot blocked at the top of the 18. That's chipped in, but the flag was up. That's offsides on Grenada. Darius Johnson, the guilty party. Here's Johnson, trying to float it over the top. Intended for Reagan Charles Cook. Johnson again. Now Cook on the turn. Just no one there in a green shirt, though. Some miscommunication on the part of Grenada. And now the player down there, Gabe Kane Vincent. And a substitution as Vincent will come off, and Damian Barker is going to come on for Grenada. Well, if it ends this way, Curaçao will remain in second place in the group. They'll have 2 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. Grenada stays in third with 1 win, 2 losses, and 1 tie. St. Lucia and St. Martin will play next, but positions will not change in the group. St. Lucia, regardless of that result, will stay in first, and the same holds for St. Martin. They'll stay in 4th place as well. And it's a goal kick here. Only thing that would change anything in the group materially is if Grenada can come back and win this game. Because if that would happen, they would jump ahead of Curaçao into 2nd place, and Curaçao would slip to 3rd. But a win for Curaçao or even a draw here means that all 4 places will remain just the way they were when we started this window of matches here this past Friday. And they will leave St. Lucia the way they arrived. St. Lucia in 1st, Curaçao 2nd, Grenada and St. Martin 3rd and 4th. Andrew Bacuna on the free kick. Carelessly given away here, and a throw in for Curaçao. Janina Bacuna. then Cook clears. Race for it by Brené. Here is Brené cutting in from the angle. That's kept in. Chipped up, headed clear. But the opportunity for Curaçao continues. Grenada having trouble coming out of their own end, just giving away possession here. Long range shot, that's blocked. Only one green shirt up the pitch, and as we've seen so often here in this game, Grenada losing possession much too easily after winning the ball. Just killing any kind of counter-attacking chances. Flag is up here though, that's offsides on Curaçao. Here's Janino Bacuna, who has the only goal of the game and the only goal between these two teams over the last two meetings here in the last 4 days. That's a good layoff. Bacuna on the run, beats his man, and it's a corner kick. Race for the ball between Janino Acuna and Chevron John Brown defensively for Grenada. Both maxed out here. And this will be the second half cooling break here, with just inside of 20 minutes left to go, and Curaçao leading 1-0 on the first half goal from that man, Janino Bacuna.
Ladies and gentlemen, the teams are currently on a hydration break.
Now the temperature at kickoff was 80 degrees. It's cooled somewhat, but still in the upper 70s. Windy, clear, but muggy with the humidity pretty high. So a cooling break in both the first and now the second half for these two teams. And the corner kick coming up for Curaçao will be taken by Leandro Bacuna. And right to Cook. He'll start the counter quickly here. enough green shirts high off the pitch. They do get the throw, though. Carolina with the throw up towards midfield. And we'll have to do it once again. Now, goals hard to come by in the series between these two teams. 2 matches over a 4-day stretch, and so far just 1 goal between these two sides. Coming back in the first half here, Curaçao with the 1-0 lead. And we had better chances in the first half than we've had in the second half. The second half to this point has kind of been starved of real genuine opportunities. Curaçao really could realistically have a lead of 3 or 4-0 with some of the opportunities they had back in that first 45 minutes. Curaçao trying to win for the 4th time in their last 5 and trying to deal Grenada yet another loss in this span of games over the last 2 years, where they won just once in their last 15. It would be 16 here if they can't come from behind, as the yellow is pulled out and issued to Rashawn Van Elgema. Another player from Curaçao now gets the booking for this foul right here. Just working over Darius Johnson of Grenada. Another sub getting loose for Grenada. That's Romar Frank, who came on as a second half sub in the meeting between these two teams on Friday. Now Janina Bakuna dumping it long. That is onside. This is a breakaway. Now from the angle, it's rolled just wide. Terrific opportunity to really put this game away here. That would have certainly closed the door on Grenada, but the miss, uncharacteristic from Joshua Zimmerman, who came on as the sub here in the second half a short time ago. Usually a pretty good finisher. Onsides, and it looked like he was clear in towards goal, but took an angle to the right that kind of gave him a worse angle. If he had just proceeded straight after he received the ball, it might have been a better option in terms of having the entire goal and options to shoot either side. Kind of worked himself into a corner in a bad spot the way he approached the goal. Siobhan John Brown goes backwards with it. That'll be a free kick for Grenada. Call made on Urian Gari. And this is Siobhan John Brown who quickly plays it. And a little too far for the intended man there, Darius Johnson, so out for a Curaçao throw. And now the keeper for Curaçao, Eloy Rome, is down. Well, you might remember that Rome went down in the game on Friday with an injury. And we'll see if this is a similar issue here. The subs continue to get loose. Also the keeper, Trevor Doombush, just in case, stretching out there for Curaçao, but it looks like Rome can continue. This is a free kick for Grenada, and another player for Curaçao down. Looks like Jeremy Antona is the man who might be cramping here. Again, it's hot and humid. Hydration breaks in both halves, but the cramping will still occur in weather like this. And for Curaçao, the substitute Arjani Marta is about to come on. He's going to replace Antona, it looks like. Second sub for Curaçao. So Grenada restarts, line drive free kick. Curaçao trying to come down that right-hand side. And in the end, the flag was up for offsides. And two substitutions for Grenada now. We've got Romar Frank and also Stefan Abraham, who are going to come on. Darius Johnson, one of the players coming off. He's been one of their best offensive performers here today. And they'll also bring Ashley Charles out of the game as well. So two offensive-minded players will enter as they go in search of the tying goal here. Now The only thing that would change the standings again is a Grenada win. So they'd have to score at least 2 here in the final few minutes. Otherwise, with a Curaçao win or a draw, the standings remain the same here in Group B, with another game still to come between St. Lucia and St. Martin. And those two teams won't be changing places. St. Lucia will remain at the top of the group, St. Martin at the bottom, regardless of the outcome. Another yellow for Curaçao, and that is for Arjani Marta, the sub who just came on a few moments ago. Yeah, it was an aggressive challenge. I don't know if it warranted a yellow, but he gets the caution nonetheless. Free kick, Grenada. They play it short here. Now swung in, but not far enough. Long range shot, and many of those just have never gotten through on goal. They've taken a lot of them, but blocked at the top of the box. Cook thought about going long, but plays quickly to the back, and now up the line. Trying to turn and earning the foul, and another free kick. Grenada, certainly with more possession and more purpose to their game here in the second half, but it has not translated into genuine scoring opportunities. That's been the one thing that's been lacking. This one is curled towards the back post and volleyed out. Curaçao is seemingly dropped back to defend more, trying to see this one out at 1-0, and conceded more possession, but Grenada has not been able to take advantage here. And they're running out of time. Battle all the way to the end line, and it'll be a goal kick. And Curaçao in no hurry here. They're going to work on the clock. And they have a player down. And it looks like a lot of cramping taking place here. That's Yuri Ngari, who's being dealt with.
Ladies and gentlemen, the total attendance for today's match is 294. Thank you to all the fans for attending the 2023-2024 Concacaf Nations League.
Grenada on the go. Getting more desperate here as time is running short. Free kick. Now some unnecessary and untimely fouls by Curaçao, providing some opportunities for Grenada, things they just haven't needed to do defensively. Just play sound, but don't commit those fouls that give them these free opportunities. Here in the 89th minute. Can they get somebody onto the end of this one and finally break through? They've been shut out through 2 games so far against Curaçao. Trying to level here with 1 minute plus stoppage time remaining. Dangerous area for a free kick, especially this time of the game. Looking for the tie, back post, and no one could get ahead on it. And we will have 7 minutes of stoppage time here. Very interesting. I don't know if that's exactly how much time that needs to be accounted for, but that's a pretty hefty number given what we've seen in the second half. So still a lot of opportunity for Grenada here to get that tying goal.
Darren has indicated that there will be a minimum of 7 minutes of added time in the second half.
They're going to go with a quick throw. Now on the turn. John Brown lost it. They get it back here. Now from the top of the box. Cannot get a shot away. Allowing Curaçao to break. And the flag is up for offsides. No delayed flag that time. Janino Bacuna starting his run much too early. John Brown, 1v1. Trying to play combination, but give it away. Now Curaçao has 3 men forward. Could be a 3-on-2 here. Slotted through. Cook comes out to make the stop. That's well done, and he plays it out to try and generate some forward movement as quickly as possible here. A lot of stoppage time, but still not a lot of time in the game. Now they've been pressing, they've been hurrying, they've been trying to create these opportunities here. Another one floats through, kept in. Grenada spending a lot of time in the final third, but the end product has been missing. That's a good delivery. Cut back here. A heavy touch allows Curaçao to clear their own box. And now the physical battle. I thought it was going to be won by Curaçao, but the flag goes up for an infraction here against Curaçao and the sub Joshua Zimmerman. Long ball for John Brown. And it'll be ushered out for a goal kick. That's a good step from the back line for Curaçao. And it's a foul on Grenada, so free kick Curaçao here. And more time for them to just whittle away at what's remaining. Just about halfway through this stoppage time of 7 minutes. A collision there, and it turns out to be Teodor, who was whistled for Grenada. Janino Bacuna is going to bring this one down, and he's in no hurry. He's just killing time. Right to the flag. And out for a throw. Brené comes down to take it for Curaçao. Brené taking off the ball. Oh, but it's a free kick for Curaçao here. So this is certainly going to take some time off the clock, as they'll be very slow and deliberate here to set this up. Leandro Bacuna will deliver. Almost 5 minutes deep into stoppage time. Now Janino. The ball gets tangled in feet, and it's a throw-in for Grenada. They're going to go quickly. A little less than 2 minutes left to go in stoppage time. Grenada shutout so far through 2 games against Curaçao. Desperately looking for a chance here. Oh, the physical battle all the way to the end line there, and this will belong to Curaçao here. Another player cramping. That's the story of the last quarter hour or so. Several players going down. And this time for Curaçao, it's Yura Carolina in his battle with the sub Romar Frank. I don't know if that's a cramp, but it looks like it. Got his leg tangled up. Thought for a minute it might have been just a standard injury, but the way he was motioning it looks like it was indeed a cramp, but that's dealt with, and we've got 1 minute left to go here in stoppage time now. Headed on, Janino Bacuna has some daylight. Has one man in his way, and he'll again just go to the flag. He's trying to kill it off. Trying to kill time. 3 Grenada players come over. And a foul and a free kick for Grenada here. Half a minute remaining. Cook out of his goal. Going to launch it forward here. Try and see what they could set up in the final seconds. Flicked on. And a foul. Free kick for Grenada here. Not a smart foul, considering the time and the situation. So Grenada, one last opportunity. We are beyond the allotted stoppage time. Could be the final play of this game. It is going to be Reagan Charles Cook who's going to deliver. And his brother, Reese Charles Cook, coming out of goal, up into the box. All hands on deck for this final chance of the game to tie it at 1. Lofted towards the far side, headed towards goal, headed back out. Can they get a shot away? Long-range effort over the goal, and that's going to do it. Curaçao survives the flurry from Grenada in the second half today, and the opening goal from Janino Bacuna in the first 45 minutes stands up as the game winner. The only goal between these two teams in 2 games and 180 minutes of football over the last 4 days. Just 1 goal, Janino Bacuna, and it's enough for all 3 points on the night as Curaçao gets the victory 1-0 over Grenada, and they solidify their spot in second place in Group B of League B. Grenada maintaining their position in 3rd.
Sammy, cricket ground. Please arrive home safely.
This is the way that this encounter played out after the scoreless draw between these two teams on Friday. Searching for at least one here today, and that's exactly what we would get.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's starting lineup for team
Curaçao and Grenada battling for second place in the group.
number 7, Jeremy Antonis. The head coach is
And Grenada with an early free kick in the first half here. Relatively easy save from Eloy Rome. It was all Curaçao in possession, spending much of their time in the final third in that first half. That was the first shot on goal they had. Cook with a relatively routine save. This was the best opportunity while it was still scoreless. Cook with another stop, and then they would finally break through. Later on in the second half of, or the first half of play, I should say, this was Janino Bacuna dragging it wide, but Bacuna would be the focal point of their offense. And right here, he would finally get that breakthrough goal on the cutback. It deflects off a defender, then off the keeper Cook. And finally, after the scoreless draw to open things up in match day 3 on Friday, here on match day 4, Bacuna breaks through to make it 1-0 for Curaçao. He had the chance here off the corner kick. This was actually a free shot that was blocked before it got through to the frame. And then they came right back here off the deflection. One of the terrific chances that went by the boards for Curaçao in that first half. So the first 45 minutes ended 1-0 in favor of the boys in blue. In the second half, Curaçao had more opportunities in transition. Margarita the header, just going wide, but it was Grenada who really tried to apply themselves more directly and get some opportunities to tie this game. But even though they had more possession, they just didn't get a lot of quality shots on goal. Joshua Zimmerman here dragged it wide for Curaçao.
for Team Grenada in the 85th minute.
And Grenada, for all of the possession that they had, just could never really challenge Eloy Rome in goal for Curaçao. And it would end in a 1-0 score. So once again, Curaçao stays in second, Grenada third. Curaçao the 1-0 win here in St. Lucia.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 20. Appreciates respectful behavior from all of our guests to ensure an enjoyable and safe experience for everyone. Those who choose to engage in disorderly conduct, including abusive, offensive, or disruptive language or behavior, will be subject to sanctions, including ejection from the stadium, and may be subject to arrest.